Us in Medora, North Dakota, a region of which I said it was where the romance of my life began. And I famously said I would have never been president, but for my experiences in North Dakota. You heard President O'Keefe used to work with Anthony Bourdain. He's working with the second fellow who likes his meals. We hope that you'll come and enjoy the Pitchfork Steak Fondue and an outdoor musical that's had over 4 million people in attendance. You might wonder why I brought my teddy bear, so that people can recognize me. I arrived at McCormick Place. One young man spotted me with my top hat. He said, "Look, there's the Monopoly dude." And if he knew his history half as well as you, he would have known I was the anti-Monopoly dude. And now this teddy bear is probably the most recognizable of my legacies. I was the 26th President of the United States. And until recently, I could claim that I was the only president born in New York City. But the other fellow of some recency, he's from Queens. I'm a Manhattan boy. I'm glad to be in Chicago. It was here when I was governor of New York that I made a speech called The Strenuous Life at the Hamilton Society. I'm rather disappointed with Alexander Hamilton. Audiences are now asking me if I can rap. I can hardly even rhyme. The speech was translated by a woman of Italian descent. Olga, her brother was a captain in the Italian army. He translated my speech from The Strenuous Life to the Italian, La Vita Vigorosa. I think he got the idea better than I did with that title. My life and legacy are a part of Europe and Africa and Asia. My Nobel Peace Prize, which I accepted in Oslo and Christiania, that was given for settling the Russo-Japanese War. The greatest work I ever did was the building of the Panama Canal, of course, not dug all by me, but the cartoonist made it appear so. And now, of course, the cruise ships upon which so many of your kind people are traveling go through the Panama Canal. When I was a young man, as a teenager, I toured Europe with my family, and we climbed Jungfrau. As a young man on my honeymoon, I climbed the Matterhorn. The most famous speech I ever made, quoted by President O'Keefe, was at the Sorbonne in Paris. And I marched for the funeral of King Edward VII of the United Kingdom, that 1910. It was on this date, June 18th, 1910, that I returned to New York City after having been a year hunting in British East Africa, today Kenya, Uganda, Sudan, Egypt, and touring through the Mediterranean countries and Europe.